Good afternoon. Welcome back to another live feed on Rashad Mitchell's YouTube channel. Let's get into The Golden Child. 40 years ago, this movie came out with Eddie Murphy, who was a big star at the time. He was doing Beverly Hills Cop, obviously 48 Hours, Trading Places. So Eddie Murphy, man, was definitely doing his thing at that time. So 86 was no different, man. The Golden Child. We're going to talk about that movie that came out back in 1986. This is 86, man. This is, a cult classic right here. You know, interesting movie, interesting film. Let's get into it, man. And the character of this movie was different. About it's a different side of Eddie Murphy because of the role that he played. Because this is The Golden Child, came out in 1986. It was a dark fantasy action comedy starring Eddie Murphy as Chandler Jarrell, a Los Angeles social worker who discovers he is the chosen one and destined to save a kidnapped Tibetan boy with mystical powers, the Golden Child, from an evil sorcerer named Charles Dance. A Tibetan priestess named, played by Charlotte Lewis, recruits the skeptical Jarrell, who must embrace ancient prophecies and fight demons to rescue the child and save humanity. So the film blends comedy with supernatural elements, featuring special effects from industrial light and magic. So it was a different kind of film for, Eddie Murphy to play that kind of role because he was known for just doing comedy stuff. This is like a serious drama-filled kind of film. Had comedy in it, but it was very serious. He playing a social worker in L.A. trying to save somebody who was kidnapped. You know, so he's a social worker that finds himself in this situation on a risk quest to rescue a sacred magical child who was a golden child from a demonic force, battling evil forces and learning to believe in the supernatural. So the themes of this film was good versus evil, belief, destiny, and a blend of modern life with ancient mysticism. So a classic 80s film that it was showcased a different side of Eddie Murphy's comedic persona. That's the thing about this movie. This is probably the first movie that he ever did. Probably you could make a case for something that was serious, a serious side to Eddie Murphy, to play this kind of role and do what he did in this movie, mixing his humor with fantasy and action. So this is a different side of Eddie Murphy. This movie came out on December 12th, 1986, directed by Michael Ritchie. He directed it. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2001, 25 years ago. He was born in 1938. Yeah, so this is a different side, man, of Eddie Murphy at the time. Dennis Feldman, he uh, he was a screenplay. He did the screenplay. I'm saying this was, a cult classic, man. The Golden Child, man. The Golden Child was an interesting movie, but it had a different side to Eddie Murphy to play this kind of role. And look at the poster you see in the thumbnail. Once you check it out, whenever you check it out, you'll see the way he looked, the hat he got on. I mean, he was the chosen one. It was produced and distributed by Paramount Pictures. It grossed a total of $79,870,937 dollars at the United States domestic box office at the time. So this was something that was a great film for Eddie Murphy to play this kind of role that was not his kind of role that he was accustomed to playing because he was such a comedic guy, comedy comedian. So this is a serious part that he played in this film at the time. Let's see what else to get into this. Okay, this movie, see, Dennis Feldman, who was a professional photographer, whose only writing credit was just one of the guys, wrote a script called The Rose of Tibet, which he planned as a Raymond Chandler movie with supernatural elements. It attracted Hollywood's attention, and after bidding war with Paramount Pictures, purchased the script for $330,000. So Feldman had intended it to be a detective story rather than a comedy and thought of Mel Gibson for the lead role. So John Carpenter was offered this chance to direct the film, but he preferred to instead work on Big Trouble in Little China, starring Kurt Russell. So Eddie Murphy met with George Miller to direct the film. that's the thing about that film. Then J.L. Riet, the actor who played the Golden Child, the male titular character, was actually a girl, Jasmine Lauren Reed, who was 6 years old when filming began. So this was her only theatrical performance. She wound up in the movie industry anyway, and as 2019, she was the executive director of events at the Toronto Film Festival. So, as far as the music, let's skip the music with the soundtrack. See the soundtrack. And as for the Simpson, did "Love Goes On" was the love theme from the Golden Child. Appeared in the soundtrack. That's one of the songs. So it was about success, man. You know what to say? Again, Eddie Murphy was big in the 80s. So anything that he touched turned to gold. He didn't make anything that was bad in the 80s. So everything that he was doing touched the gold. So it was no surprise when it was released on December 1986, 40 years ago, The Golden Child was a box office success. You know, it was the eighth biggest film of the year. And as Eddie Murphy said in 1989, at the time, he said, "My pictures make their money back, no matter how I feel." For instance, about The Golden Child, which was a blank piece of blank. Wow, he said that. And then he said the movie made more than 100 million. So who am I to say it sucks? After Golden Child, Murphy would participate in the writing of many of his films. Despite its commercial success, the film did not meet Paramount's expectations, which compared to Murphy's previous film, Beverly Hills Cop, 1984, which grossed 234,760,478 at the U.S. box office. So, it did great, man. Different side to Eddie Murphy. So that's what I want to do, just a short video about the 40th anniversary of The Golden Child, starring Eddie Murphy. I see nobody's tuning in right now. Hopefully they tune in later. So that's basically it, man. We get to the Jay-Z album at 2:30. Reasonable Doubt, that came out 30 years ago, 1996, 2026, marks the 30th anniversary of that album. We're going to talk about that. And that'll be it. And then later I got a new series I'm going to be starting the next 3 days, starting today. The rise and fall of the Black British R&B groups. I'll be doing one on 5 Star. That's coming up real soon at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. That'll be my last live feed, and that'll be it for today. So I got 2 more live feeds to do, one at 2:30, one at 6 o'clock, and that'll be it. That's all she wrote. So that's it for today's live feed for today. Come back, subscribe, like the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until then, talk to you soon.